Peter, not the result that you wanted, but how did you analyse the game today?
Yeah, I think from Tuesday, going back to Partick Thistle, I think we came away from that and really disappointed, and that we didn't play well and we didn't do this and we didn't do that. But when I've watched the game back, there was some really good things in that game. Although we came away with a loss today, it's the same. I'd say if I watch this game back, we've dominated for 90% of the game. We just kept getting caught with counter-attacks, so we really need to manage that better, because Stranraer on their pitch today, which is quite long and sticky, just try and frustrate, and we're really aggressive and worked really hard for each other, so we needed to be better moving the ball quicker. But although it's difficult on a slow pitch, we created a good few chances. We hit the bar, we had good chances from set pieces. We just didn't do enough to get that first goal. And then when Stranraer get their goal from a counter-attack, they get the lift. They fight and scrap for everything. And we got sucked at that stage, sucked into the franticness of the game and lost a little bit of quality. Still created a couple of chances. It's really disappointing to lose the game. But when we're looking at these cup games, they're more of a build-up to the league. So it's a good learning curve today. We've seen how disappointment affects players that we didn't see previously when we were playing nice, good football and playing quite well. But there's another side of the game. And today there was that other side of the game. I thought, hopefully it doesn't sound disrespectful to Stranraer, but a lower league team just fighting and scrapping for everything that they can get. And on the other side of that, we didn't like that. We got sucked into the frustration of it, got a bit petty. We picked up 2 bookings for dissent. Curtis Guthrie gets booked for dissent to the referee, and then Ross Stewart gets a yellow card for kicking the ball away because of frustration. And then that leads to Ross Stewart getting sent off when he comes out. So that's really disappointing that 2 of our most experienced players, the older players, get sucked into that, and we just need to be better.
Is that what you take away from the overall league campaign? You've learned things you've learned about your players, you've learned about obviously how they react, and is that what you take away from it mainly?
Yeah, we're taking loads away. I thought, thought Liam Smith at some times today was unplayable. The way in which we moved the ball, we tweaked the formations ever so slightly in our build-up, and we managed to get Liam Smith on the ball a hell of a lot of times, but he was getting absolutely kicked left, right and centre. I thought that could have been managed a bit better. Their number 8 had 2 really bad challenges. The second challenge, it could have been a second yellow, and then they go down to 10 men, and then we can maybe push on and try and get back into the game and win the game. But the referee doesn't even speak to the player. He gets subbed off 10 seconds later because they know full well, and that's another side of the game. You learn quite a lot about players and as humans when things are going against you, and not everything's going to be easy and going to go for you, and we just have to make sure that we can keep our levels, keep our standards and keep our professionalism at all time. And for the last 15 minutes of the game, we didn't do that.
How would you assess the league campaign overall then?
So you would say for the Edinburgh game and the Ross County game, you'd say excellent, really good, the way in which we played, but they're 2 home games. So we go back to our away form last season and it wasn't very good. So we've just played 2 away games on grass pitches and we've lost both games. I thought Partick Thistle were very good on the night, but I thought we could have been better. But I do think we've paid the price for playing Tuesday, Saturday, whereas every team we've played has had a week's break, to refresh and recoup. So the League Cup campaign, although if you can get through, that's excellent and brilliant. But for a small squad that we have at this moment, you could see our bench on Tuesday night was very, very young. But the main thing for us is to get through that with no injuries, and hopefully we've got through that, because last season when we played in the League Cup campaign, we started against Alloa and we had quite a few injuries. So hopefully we'll have everybody ready and ready to go for next week against Cove. I haven't said that. I thought the young players that came in today, Ewan Ross started the game, because we did say we'd make a few changes. Ewan Ross was outstanding. He hit the bar, he had another couple of chances. He looked really good, and it was really difficult for him today playing in an advanced midfield role, nearly being a centre forward, but Stranraer restricting all the space. So he did quite well. Then we had Cole Burke came on in the second half, and Harry McLinden. Harry McLinden had a good header near the end. The keeper makes a good save, and Cole Burke putting good balls into the box. And on the other side of that, Callum Penman, he also came in today and did really well, left back and then right back. And then Niall Rogerson, I think that was his first start for the club in a competitive game, and he acquitted himself really well. So positives, but we've lost the game, and we can be all really frustrated, but the league is the most important thing.
You talked there about grass pitches. Do you think that had an impact? You know, maybe people don't realise that the level, the height of the grass and things does impact the way you play sometimes. So the home wins on AstroTurf, the grass. So
I think today, if you look back at Ross County played here as well, and it was a 1-1 game because Ross County tried to move the ball and pass the ball, but it plays really, really slow. If only we had the rain before the game or during the game, the ball would move a bit quicker. But you know, that's something you need to learn. I don't think we will come up against a grass pitch as long as this, but you know, Stranraer are being very clever. They're playing, they know in the League Cup campaign they're playing against higher league opposition, so they don't cut the grass. They probably cut it for their league campaign. It's just the small little details on the other side of the game. But yeah, we just need to make sure that we can play the same way that we do at home and away, as long as our home record's still very good.
We have to mention Reese Lion.
Absolutely, yeah.
He played probably every position he's played at the club now, but 3 positions today. 3
positions, that's it. Centre back today, and then did really well at centre back. And in the first half, I thought he was excellent as an outlet for us as centre back because he was very comfortable driving forward. Then we moved him up centre forward for a period, but then we changed it. Actually, it's 4 positions. We changed it and brought Harry McLinden on, so Reese dropped into the 10, but although it was for a very short period. And then unfortunately, he ended up having to go in goal for us. But you know, when we're looking at Ross Stewart getting sent off, and then we've made all our subs, so you're looking for a player who can go in nets, and Reese, as the vice captain, said, yeah, I'll go in, no problem, and he'll do anything for the team and for the club. Luckily he wasn't tested too much when he went in nets, in goals, but you know, he'll do anything and play anywhere for the team as long as he's playing.
The focus now turns to the league, which is what you've been building up to, and an away trip to Cove. Obviously not the best game to be opening, but you have to face them at some time, I suppose.
We do, and you know, the last time we faced them was in the playoffs semi-final there at their place, so hopefully we can go up there and, you know, refreshed. You know, the players, we'll have to try and get them back together for the main part of the week, the start of the week, try and build them up so as we get ready for going up there. But I think the players now should be really hungry, ready to start the league campaign, because while we're wanting to win games in the cup, I've spent the whole time saying, yeah, when we're building up to the league, learn from this. When we're building up for the league, can we do this? Because we're building up for the league. So it all starts next week, and we need to make sure that we start really well, and we're all ready to go. All raring to go.
No Jack Hanna today. Congratulations to Jack, I believe.
Yeah, Jack and his fiancée Georgia just had a little baby girl on Thursday, Alba. I think it's Alba May Hanna. So delighted for him and Georgia. And Jack, you know, we gave him a few days off. I think he deserves it. Although Georgia did all the work. But yeah, we'll be looking for. There's no problems with injury or anything like that. He'll be come back and join us midweek next week. Come back in. I think he himself will be raring to go for the season also.